Hi, folks. This is another session of Book Club. We are going to do this. This is going to be a separate episode on the feed that you will be able to see within a couple of days of this episode going up. Patrons are going to get first crack at it, so check out our Patreon. That's everybody at $1 and up gets to see Book Club first.
Breadsticks can understand Book Club, which is an interesting
So Breadsticks is going to get opinions about sex.
Yeah. Breadsticks probably already has more opinions about sex than Alpida has.
So, this week's book, this month's book club is from Saturn. He has sent us a book titled, an excerpt from a book titled The Lightning Struck Heart by TJ Klune. He would like us to note here that the characters are a wizard's apprentice and a knight commander from a fantasy world, which also includes Gary, the fabulous hornless gay unicorn, who doesn't appear in this extract but needs mention.
Interesting.
I gotta delete a bunch of notes.
You got it.
Just cross out the gay unicorn.
Gay unicorns
aren't all unicorns gay?
All unicorns are gay.
Yeah, all unicorns are gay, and we need more of them.
Okay, at least this isn't the werewolf one. At least there's a break between the orc one and the werewolf one. Goddess, I hate you guys so much.
Which one's the wizard again?
I don't think he points it out. He hasn't pointed it out.
Okay.
So no idea.
So we'll find out the context.
Maybe we'll figure it out.
Context clues.
Yeah.
The one that summons, like, magic lube or something is the wizard.
Yeah, that's the wizard.
There is a grease spell in earlier editions of Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh,
exactly.
It can't just be an oil spell?
No, it's called grease.
Sam? Yeah, I managed to say. Did you get all that? Yeah. Come here. I have no shame in admitting that I pretty much ran the rest of the way to the bed, jumping and landing on top of him. The laugh that came out of him was an awesome sound to hear, and his hand went to work, fingers trailing down to the top of my ass, the full length of my body pressed against him. His breath was on my face as he smiled up at me, eyes sparkling in the candlelight. They reminded me of stars, and I remembered my wish from that day in the secret garden, where I wished that I had someone to call my own so I could show him why I was made for him.
Oh no. Oh boy.
And here he was, Ryan Foxheart. Knox, that was my cornerstone.
Knox. Knox is his nickname?
Knox is his nickname.
This is just the plot of Practical Magic.
This is the plot of Practical Magic!
I mean, it's nice. They're in a bed this time. There's no dirt. I'm into it. This seems nice.
That is true. That's true. This is a bed this time. It seems like there is, less of a chance of getting a disease on your stuff.
Sam
or
and
worms up your
Sam and Ryan though.
Sam and Ryan.
Ryan Foxheart.
Knox.
Why is his nickname Knox?
I don't know.
I don't. Not
Fox.
Ryan Fox.
Knox.
Ryan Fox. Knox. Is that how that works?
I guess.
Foxheart though. Is he tricky? I don't remember.
Is this like how when you say Jesus, it's Chewy?
He is a guard captain. Remember, he's very good at tactics. You're mine, I said in awe. His smile widened. Yes, Sam. Yeah. I kissed him then.
He's not exactly the most eloquent of lovers.
No, he's not.
Yeah.
Later, I watched him stretch himself out, his fingers glistening with oil, his breath hitching as he instructed me to slick myself up.
Ah, yes, the mysterious vial of oil.
It's very important to have the mysterious vial of oil.
It's very important to have the mysterious vial of oil.
Wait, why is he... If his fingers are glistening, why are he's making the other one slick himself up?
He's probably slicking his junk.
Is this like a clean hand, dirty hand thing?
Maybe.
Like you don't want to touch... I mean, it's already going in the butt, so I don't think you got to worry about touching his dick with like hands covered in butt.
Maybe it's like when you're making fried chicken and you have a wet hand and a dry hand.
But the hand is already wet.
Yeah, his hand is already wet.
Yeah.
One hand. We don't know about the other hand.
Okay, he's stretching himself with oil, and the other one, and the narrator is slicking himself up. This seems like this is a lost opportunity for some, mutual enjoyment of each other.
Look, they're getting there. Probably.
I don't know if they're doing it bareback. This might be a preventative measure to keep, premature
that's
things
true.
from happening.
That's true. His hips were propped up on pillows. I could barely take my eyes away from the sight before me, watching his fingers disappear into himself, stretching, but trying to fuck into himself too, but not able to get the right angle.
Fuck into himself.
After that, time slipped gently.
Is that because of the oil? The oil makes
Did the concept of time itself also get oiled up?
Yes.
Just some very, very well lubed up time.
Fucked in the ass by the concept of time itself.
Just some great low viscosity time.
I want everyone to picture the woman doing math. That is both Arturos and me.
Well, no, I think I got this though. Time keeps on slipping into the future,
no.
right?
Oh no! Into the future!
Right.
Okay.
My concept of time is pretty slippery. I can relate.
That is true.
That's true.
Okay.
Maybe it's a Feywild thing.
It's a Feywild thing. I remember his hand on my cock as he guided me, his legs around my hips. I felt the resistance of his ass in the pool of muscle around my cockhead. There was a flash of immense heat as I pushed farther. He groaned underneath me, his eyes closing, chest rising and falling in rapid breaths. He pressed a hand against my stomach where my hips met his ass, stilling me, telling me to wait.
I feel like there is a more poetic way of saying it than the resistance of his ass.
The resistance of his ass seems like a no.
Of
or
all the times to be blunt.
possibly a thing about war.
Rebel ass.
Rebel ass.
Rebel ass.
Yeah, like that's an organization, the resistance of his ass. Like his ass is the symbol and they're the resistance that is devoted to that symbol.
Like, I appreciate not using an overabundance of purple prose, but this seems like a time for purple prose.
Or at least something a little more poetic.
A vortex sucking me in.
Wait.
Vortex
No,
trying
I
to-
don't like that.
No,
Don't care for that.
No, don't think it's don't like the vortex.
Is
That
there
implies
suction?
That implies
No.
the dick's never coming back.
No one mentioned suction before. You have to explain this to me now.
Oh no.
No.
Pressing in like pressing your hand into some jello.
Oh.
No.
No.
No, Finn made jello earlier. There's some in the fridge.
I was going to say embrace. Also, no on the jello.
We have to throw it out now.
There has to be some slight resistance, though. What has slight resistance?
I don't like this train of thought. I think we should move
Let's
on.
move
Okay,
on.
I told him I would. For him, I would. For him, I would do anything. Eventually, he nodded.
So
I gave a
like,
shallow...
so you just say, for him I would do anything, and he just sort of sits there for a long time and processes that, and then yeah, okay.
I mean, to be fair here, Nox so far has eloquently said yeah, 12 times.
Oh no, that's basically how he that's the lovemaking sounds that he makes. Yeah.
I think the idea is that they're waiting because this guy doesn't get penetrated very often, so he needs a minute after he's all the way in.
That would make sense. I don't understand men. That's all. I just need to say that now and again.
Just a reminder.
Just a reminder. I gave a shallow thrust and he opened his eyes, staring up at me. I pulled out further, my length dragging inside him.
Oh,
Leg
my
of
leg
meat.
dragging inside him? I don't
my
know.
leg, but my length is what it is.
Some of them have. It's basically a third leg.
I mean, I've heard people say things like, I want his entire leg in me, but I think that's more of a metaphorical thing than an
What?
actual desire for a sex act.
Entire leg. What are the
What?
But there's a whole feet. There's
I
what's
don't
the feet?
like that.
What's the feet? Is that the penis head? What's the feet?
My length dragging inside him. I pushed forward again, and he said, Sam, please go. And I did. It took me a moment to find a rhythm I could work with. I went to my knees, bringing his right leg straight up and over my shoulder, his ankle at my ear. His left leg stayed curled around my back, the foot near my ass. I rolled my hips up, fucking him deeper. I picked up the pace then, kissing his calf, the bone of his ankle as he moaned underneath me. We lasted longer than I thought we would, given the months of pent-up frustration. Sweat dripped down my back and his pupils were dilated. He was breathing heavily when his hand went to his dick and he began to jack himself off. I changed the angle slightly, and his eyes flew open, and he said, There!
Again with
Extremely
the very,
monosyllabic.
very blunt language with the jack himself off.
Yeah. I could feel the magic under my skin, and there was the haze of gold and
Oh,
green.
I guess that's the
Hey,
wizard.
there's the wizard.
whispered
Oh,
to
that's the
me,
wizard.
telling me that I was here, that I was finally here, home at last, home in his ass.
You know, there really ought to be something about burying his wizard staff, you know?
There should be.
Like his
staff has a
magic
knob on the
wand?
end.
Sam the wizard.
I cried out as he clinched around me. He said my name when he came all over his chest and stomach. I fucked him through it, and when his hand dropped away, I pulled out, and he sighed as I jerked myself off above him, once, twice, 3 times before I came on his dick, and the spunk dripped down his balls
Spunk.
and fall onto the bed.
Spunk, though.
No, this is not really language for tender love making, I would say.
No.
No.
Spunk, though.
Spunk, though.
Like a skunk.
but funkier.
I don't know.
I don't
It's
know.
like
I thought spunk was like energy.
like spunky.
Well,
Like she's got spunk.
yes and no.
Yes and no. Yes. It has a bunch of different definitions.
Oh, I don't. It's just, it's very filthy language, but it doesn't really imply, this whole feeling of finally belonging with someone.
Yeah, there's not a lot of, tender, finally belonging homey metaphors in here, other than directly stating I was at home. Thrust.
Yeah, the language is at cross purposes with the character development.
Yeah.
Thrust.
Is Jill okay?
I don't know.
I'm having a lot of problems today.
Okay.
At least this one is straightforward. I gotta say that sometimes the metaphors, they make it a little confusing.
That's true.
I did understand. I understood what was going on.
Yeah, you understood the full thrust of what was going on, in fact.
Boo! Boo, cacophony!
It seems like sex is very musical. They're always talking about rhythms.
It is very musical.
Oh,
I mean,
that
it is
why
when you do it.
bards are good at it. Yeah.
Bards are very good at it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. No, it was very. It's just so much leg stuff. I didn't need to know where the legs were at all times.
Unless that's part of the kink.
Maybe
That
you
might be
just
part
need
of
to
the
keep
kink,
track
yeah.
of the legs.
Some people are really into that whole wrapped around the waist thing, so you probably want to emphasize that.
Yeah, but I kissed his ankle.
Yeah, that feels like a gateway to foot fetishism, honestly.
This is a gateway book.
Yeah, gateway book to foot fetishism.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to be careful about that.
Which is still better than fucking in the dirt. This is fine.
Yeah, this was much more sanitary.
Yeah, this
That's
was much more
true.
sanitary.
They did make a point of mentioning the oil.
The mysterious vial of oil.
Yeah, I
Capital
appreciate
O
it.
oil.
I mean, if you're in a bed, it's probably in the bedside.
It's usually not, though. Usually they don't. If there should be oil, they never mention that there is oil.
I think
Sometimes
that's because
it's just spit.
But they did. So I appreciate that they did.
Right, there is capital O oil. There is clear consent. That's nice. Spunk though.
Spunk, though.
Spunk though.
Is it just like any oil? Like olive oil? Like, do they just go
No.
to the kitchen?
You want
Definitely not.
specific oil, because otherwise it could lead to nasty things.
Last thing you want is a yeast infection because of your
Yeah.
mysterious vial of oil.
There's so
Yeah.
many yeast infections. It's bad. It's bad scene.
See. Special sex oils.
Exactly.
Soils?
Definitely not soil.
Definitely
Usually-
not soils.
Coconut
That's a
oil
bad way to
usually
remember
works.
Coconuts. That seems like that would smell good.
You could probably do some sort of. We should make some
Should we?
sort of like.
Should we?
Yeah, we should fashion our own sex oil
Should
called
we?
soil.
Should we?
Yes, Jill. I think we all know what we're talking about, so we could do good business.
I don't think we all know what we're talking about.
I
think-
usually don't know what I'm talking
I think
about.
easily half of the people here have no practical hands-on
Okay.
experience with that kind of
I
thing.
don't know what you're talking.
Veli, me, you, and Artie.
Now, what makes you think I fuck? I'm a plant.
Oh, okay. Artie!
Wait. Plants don't fuck?
Not the way you do it.
So, how does it work for plants?
That's a very personal question.
She's wondering because she's thinking about her first kiss, Veli.
No, don't win. That's
Well-
fine.
I'm just curious.
I'm leaving this conversation now.
Okay, goodbye, Veli.
Okay,
Goodbye,
I'm sorry, Billy. I'm sorry, Billy. Guys, I fucked up.
No, I think you were, that was a personal question, but I don't think they needed the extra push of Alviva's directly thinking about her first kiss with a corpse flower. I don't think that was necessary.
I'm just pointing out why she's asking.
Yes, but she is allowed to have, subtextual context.
I don't think that's allowed.
I mean,
I need to stop talking to you about relationship problems.
I have many questions about many things.
She's
And
allowed
that's
to
fair.
have questions
That's
about
fair.
things.
That's
You know,
I'm not saying no.
Yeah, it's true that I kissed a plant, and that's the only kiss I have, but it's not like I'm only gonna kiss plants, maybe. I don't know, I'm just curious.
We don't
'Cause
know
I-
what life is like in the future.
Maybe I had sex with the corpse plant. I don't know if I
What?
don't know what it looks like.
That's-
Maybe
that's
to them
fair.
that's what kissing is. I don't know.
Maybe so. That's true. We
I
don't
don't
know
know.
for sure.
It feels good
And-
to know. I feel like I'd like to know sex when I see it.
That's fair. I understand.
I don't know what's happening anymore.
Because the corpse plant's dead. It's not like that's going anywhere.
Yeah.
They're sad. They got crushed. It was very
That's
sad.
true.
Is
That's true.
book club over now? Can I leave too?
Yes, this was Saturn's the Saturn submission of The Lightning Struck Heart by TJ Klune.
Gem Jammer is performed by Lexi Peppers, Annie Creighton, Kit Walker, Mackenzie Weaver, and Rio, and is edited by Jake Mason. Our character designs are by Rio, who you can find at vriosart on Twitter, and our cover art is by Canary Witch, who you can find at doodlesfromthebird.tumblr.com. Our opening and closing music is by Reckoning Storm AudioWorks. For more episodes of the show and our other shows, as well as news, check out our website at crookedrussiancamp.horse.